Next game, this is just, like I said, just 200 moves of just like Uzbek fury is what this was. So his very next game, Abdusattorov is playing with the black pieces now against Nikita Vichugov, solid grandmaster, d4. It's not easy to win with black. It's really not. Like, players with white are uber solid. Here, white choosing a very traditional setup against black's Queen's Indian defense. Knight c3, knight e4. The bishop goes to d2. f5 played. We have knight to e5. And now, Nodjabek plays d6 to kick the knight out. He trades, and it's quite clear that, white is just trying to trade some pieces and get a very straightforward position. So Nodjabek is going to have to generate some sort of initiative here. He ultimately opts for a queenless position. Winning this with black would be extremely impressive. Like, really, there is no way to sugarcoat it, and Vichugov is up 23 minutes on the clock. In the previous game, it was Nodjabek who deliberately played extremely fast. Now he can't because he doesn't have the preparation and he doesn't know how to play this position for a win so easily. Okay, we generate imbalance, right? Like, this is what we're going to do. This is our structure, kind of weird, B file, kind of open. Maybe in the long run, we get these pawns down the board. Like, we are, trying to create a pass pawn. Maybe that will come in handy in the future. I don't know. Maybe we're gonna do that. Rook here. Now the king has to play defense. Rook e4, we develop the knight. Rook e8, what a move. The idea is that after rook takes e6, there would be knight into d4 with various tactics. Like, the rook would be under attack, you would be threatening f3, you would be threatening this to fork the rooks if they appeared on certain squares. Bishop f6, and Nodjabek just begins the process. Like, he walks the king across the center of the board, then he goes to d7. Now the king is actually in a better position because it's protecting both center pawns. Now a3 destabilizes the queen side. Beautiful play, by the way, against the very, very strong and experienced grandmaster who has to take. Now he undoubles his pawns. Let this serve as a lesson. Better pawn structure, right? If you take, then I'm actually not even going to win the pawn back if you take. I'm going to go infiltrate on the b file. You don't really have a choice, though. You got to let me get something. In comes knight d4. Look at this initiative. Now f5, knight d4, e5. We have f4, g4, rook h8 immediately targeting the pawn of the weakness that we've created. And now rook e7, trying to double the rooks on the h file. Knight c3, we double. White just has to lose a pawn. Nodjabek has broken through. 10 straight moves in a row. All right, full throttle. Now the rook is going to the other side of the board to infiltrate potentially down the center line. But at any moment, we are going to break through. Rook b8, king b8, king a5. We sacrificed our pawn, and now we sack the knight. Look at this, the a pawn going through. The king is going to come help. White's knight is looking kind of nice, but it cannot help whatsoever. Rook d3 it's still the sacrifice. The king is coming to help, and even though white has a horse, and Nodjabek does not, he is completely winning because the pawn will make it through. Rook b2, a2, just amazing stuff. Another sacrifice here to get this pawn through. Just absolutely vicious play.